Hello friends, welcome to Technique. This is Nirmal here, and in this video we're going to do the detailed review of the Realme 1. So Realme 1 is the latest smartphone announced in India from the sub-brand of Oppo, the Realme. So Realme 1 is the first smartphone under the Realme brand. So this is basically a sub-brand of Oppo, and the device comes with really good powerful specifications. So before going into the detailed aspects, let's first have a look at the specifications of the Realme 1. So it comes with a 5.99-inch Full HD Plus resolution display, 18:9 aspect ratio. It is powered by the Helio P60 octa-core chipset, coupled with either 3, 4 or 6 GB RAM, and storage is at 32, 64 or 128 gigs. Now the battery capacity is 3410 mAh, and it has color OS with Android 8.1 Oreo out of the box. Now the cameras are 13 megapixel rear camera and 8 megapixel front camera. So now let's see the detailed aspects of this device and see how good is the device for the pricing it is being offered at. So first up, let's have a look at the design and build quality. So design wise, the Oppo Realme 1 is quite a good looking device out there. It is made of fiberglass, and it is reinforced fiberglass according to Oppo, and there is a diamond cut finishing on the back panel, very similar to the Oppo's F7. So that gives it a good feel altogether. So the device is definitely good looking in this price segment and offers good build quality as well. Now the fiberglass, how durable it is, we have to wait and see, because in our testing we didn't see any sort of issues, but we have to wait and see if this picks up a lot of scratches over a period of time. Now the device is also a fingerprint magnet. You can see that a lot of fingerprint gets attracted, and you might end up cleaning quite often. So overall the design looks quite good. It is a pocketable device with a quite compact design, and it has 84% screen to body ratio and feels quite good. It's definitely not a bezel-less design, but feels quite good. Now the power key is on the right side along with the SIM tray. It's a dedicated SD card slot. The bottom panel houses the micro USB charging slot, the speaker unit, and the 3.5mm audio jack, and the left side houses the volume keys. On the top panel there are no openings or slots. The rear panel houses the 13 megapixel camera, the LED flash, and the Realme branding along with the Oppo branding at the bottom. So that's the design and build quality. Now next up, let's talk about the display. So it has a 5.99-inch Full HD Plus resolution display, and the display quality actually feels quite good. You can see the viewing angles are quite okay. The display brightness is adequate, and the touch response is also quite smooth. And the company has already used a screen guard on this device. There is no Gorilla Glass mention about on this device, so we are assuming it is not present. So overall the display performance feels quite okay in this price segment. Now next up, let's talk about the software. So Oppo has used the same OS which is powering the Oppo's F7, the Color OS, and this time we have Oppo's Color OS version 5.0 on top of Android Oreo. So this is again a custom UI offering additional features like dual app support. Then we have phone manager app, then split screen and additional options like kids mode, support for themes, gestures. So this is a UI which offers additional features, but it's not really a polished UI like the MIUI, and we feel it definitely needs a bit more improvement in terms of refinement. And overall it feels quite good if you are a person who likes customization, but the major issue is that Oppo has never been consistent with providing updates. For example, last year's flagship device, the Oppo F5 or previous year's F3, does not have any sort of update cycles. So that issue will be existing on this device as well. So if you're a person who loves custom Android, this is definitely a good UI, but if you're a person who wants more updates, then definitely not the UI to go with. Now talking about the performance, so this is one area where the Oppo Realme 1 is a real winner, because it is powered by the Helio P60 octa-core chipset. It's one of the really powerful chipsets available right now, and you can see the benchmark score. This is really a powerful chipset for the price segment, and also the gaming experience of this device was really good. It was a superior experience without any sort of lags or issues. And the device did heat up to 46 degrees in our gaming test. We have done a detailed gaming test of this device. You can also check out that video. Now other aspects in day-to-day performance, this was quite responsive and did the job pretty well. So we don't have anything to complain in terms of the performance of this device. It's a really smooth performer out there. So that's the performance aspect of the Realme 1. Now this phone comes with a dual SIM cards 4G LTE, and we have a dedicated SD card slot available. The storage variants are 32, 64 and 128 gigs. Now the speaker performance is quite adequate from the bottom firing speakers. It's quite loud enough and sound quality is also quite acceptable. Now next up, let's talk about the cameras. So we have a 13 megapixel rear camera and an 8 megapixel front camera on this device. So we also talked about the detailed camera review of this device wherein we mentioned the rear camera performance was quite satisfactory, although the exposure was not really great. There is also vivid mode wherein you can increase the color quality of the photos, and overall the rear camera performance was satisfactory, not really class leading but not even not bad either. So it is kind of an average performer in terms of rear camera performance, and the low light performance was definitely not that great. The selfie experience was quite okay, but again the portrait mode in the selfies was not really good, and the edge detection was not that great. So overall we feel the camera is quite an average camera, definitely not a class leading but not bad either. So that's the camera aspect. Now finally the battery performance. The phone comes with 3410 mAh capacity battery, and the battery performance is quite okay. You can get slightly more than a day with moderate usage, since Oppo does not allow us to measure the screen on time. We couldn't actually get the screen on time, but on a moderate usage you can get slightly above a day of battery life. So that's the battery performance of the Realme 1. One of the issues with the device is that there is no fingerprint scanner on this device. Instead, the company is providing only face unlock. The face unlock works really fast, and one of the fastest face unlock we have seen in this price segment. But the major issue comes in extreme low light conditions, where the face unlock did not unlock the device and you have to use the pin code. So that's the bigger issue in extreme low light conditions. You have to depend upon the pin or password or pattern instead of the fingerprint scanner, because it is not available and the face unlock doesn't work at that time. So now summing up, how good is the Realme 1 in this price segment? So the Realme 1 is priced 8,999 for the base variant, 10,999 for the 4GB RAM and 64GB storage variant, and 13,999 for the 6GB RAM and 128GB of storage. So at this pricing, Oppo Realme 1 is probably the best value for money device out there, with excellent performance, a good design and a decent battery life as well. But where the Oppo Realme 1 falls short is the camera performance could have been better, and also Oppo's Color OS isn't really a great OS. Along with that, the update cycles are quite not there when compared to the Asus Zenfone Max Pro M1, where we have 2 major cycles of updates promised. So Oppo is not a OEM which provides updates on a regular basis. So if you're a person now who is more worried about updates, the Realme 1 is not the device to go. But overall we feel Realme 1 is definitely a great device in terms of the performance and value for money aspect. So that was the detailed review of the Oppo's Realme 1, and this device will be available exclusively on Amazon. So if you plan to buy this device, we'll share the link in the description of this video. You can use our link and buy the device. So this is Nirma signing off. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you in our next video. Have a great day.